Hello everyone. It's time that the drinks party stops. When you think of our social care in this country, what do you think of? You think of this. Yes, it's our Cinderella service. They're much undervalued, and during the time of COVID, they went through a really tough time. It's time that we had a complete and thorough care home inquiry into what happened during the pandemic. No one has properly recorded all the deaths that have occurred. There hasn't been any study done and no lessons learned from it. And it's an absolute disgrace. It's also an absolute disgrace that we as a society pay more money to cleaners than we do to care home staff. They're so undervalued and they're doing a terrific job. And it's time that we had a new national care qualifications for all the care home management and staff and give them the recognition that they deserve, because their job is truly a really skilled job and they should be paid more for it. Now, to do that, what we need to do is very simple. We need to bring in wages councils for all the care sector. And here we go, wages councils. Really simple thing, and they've been around for quite a while, you know. They were initially brought in 1909 by Winston Churchill, and wages councils in the United Kingdom ran very successfully until 1993. You know, by the 70s, there were 3.5 million people in this country who were subject to wages councils, and I was one of them. I worked in an underpaid industry, and what it meant was that our pay was regulated by a body, and it was a body made up of management staff and other people, and we had a booklet that comprised of all our pay and conditions of pay, our holiday pay and all that. And of course, Mrs. Thatcher was only too pleased to get rid of wages councils because it was in her interest to try and bring in the gig economy, the cheap labour, the people working for little or no pay, you know, in our gig economy, and taking all the risks and things like that. So we need to bring back the wages councils, and they're worth it. And we need to tell our care sector that they're worth it and that they need national qualifications for their jobs that they do. And we need to treat them with more respect. The wages councils will ensure that people are paid properly for the skills that the care workers have, reward staff for gaining qualifications, and rewarding them for loyalty and length of service. This has been a big issue. And we need to reward managers who are good managers too, that have had experience themselves of working in care. The other thing is that dementia is an illness. Why isn't it treated like an illness like any other? And if you've got a family member that has dementia, often you have to provide the care yourself, or you end up paying yourself, and you're unfairly penalised. We need in this country to give more priority towards dealing with dementia, more funding to deal with it and to look after people with dementia, and more funding into research for taking steps to prevent and slow down the onset of dementia. It's not fair that in the care homes, local authorities get very cheap places and that other individuals have to pay much more for the same place, for the same service. That is simply unfair, and we need to get rid of this unfair charging system. So stop the unfair charging system. There's been a growth of CQC inspectors, but who are they? Are they truly independent? I have been looking into this, and there have been a lot of complaints about a number of the inspections as being substandard. In one whole region in the northwest, there were many complaints about them, and grave concerns. And one of my concerns was I spoke to these inspectors on the telephone to find out that they were the people carrying out the inspection were a private company. Are they truly independent if they're a private company? I don't think they should be private companies involved and that they should be stopped. So, right, I'm going to conclude now. Bernie's on the soapbox. We need to treat the care service, the care sector, with a lot more respect, and we need to care for them. We need to stop taking advantage of their good nature, both the care homes, and we need to remember that care homes are not just for the elderly, they're for people with disabilities and mental health issues and the like. They're very broad and very important, and we need to treat the whole care sector more seriously and with more respect. We need to bring in national qualifications for all care staff and management, and we need to upgrade their salaries to reflect their qualifications. We need to bring in wages councils to ensure that they're paid properly. It is no longer acceptable for care workers who are really skilled and doing a fantastic job to receive less pay than cleaners. We need more care, take care. We need to get rid of the unfair charging system within the care. It is outrageous that people are having to sell their homes and pay for quite expensive places, whilst other people whilst the local governments are getting away with paying significantly less for their places. We need to monitor the work of the CQC more rigorously and inspect their work. I really have my doubts about some inspections, about the quality. So all in all, Mr. Boris Johnson, time to stop drinks parties and let's get focusing on looking after our care services. First and foremost, we need a full and thorough inquiry into what happened in the care home sector under the pandemic. We need to bring in wages councils as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.